Oh man. All right, let me set this up really quick. Where's this at? What? Main encoder? Start streaming. That doesn't work. Not currently active. Whatever. I'll do that a different night. Let's see if this browser source works before I do that. Edit my videos. You tell me. Drop a like. Oh my goodness. Bro. Okay. I don't like attacking Democrats that often, unless if it's the part of the party that's causing our problems right now when it comes to pragmatism, when it comes to tone, when it comes to mood. Everything about the Democrats that are bad, I think, is in this clip of Kamala Harris. I have not seen the rest of the interview, but this is really bad, okay? It's really bad. And Trump is tearing the country apart. You need to be confident as a Democrat to say what you freaking mean. And Kamala refuses to do it. She says in her book that Mayor Pete, he was going to be her VP. She wanted Mayor Pete, which is a really bad idea. And she says he could not be because he's gay. Okay. And I think that makes sense. America was not ready for a black woman. Also, not a gay man. At the same time, America was not ready for that. And you can also just say much of America, you know, is still homophobic and sexist. You can still say that with your chest. I don't know.
His reaction to that since this part of the book has come out, if you've had any reflection on that, or I guess I'd ask you to just elaborate on that a little bit. It's hard to hear.
Yeah.
With you running as, you know, you're the first woman elected vice president. You're a black woman and a South Asian woman elected to that high office, very nearly elected president, to say that he couldn't be on the ticket effectively because he was gay.
Now, I want to really slow down for a second. Now, as someone who loves public speaking and I pay attention to rhetoric and the way you present yourself on camera, the fact Kamala Harris looks like she's in pain, struggling through an answer here, which she knows this topic is going to be brought up, and she looks like this is the first time ever she's ever been asked a question like this. Like there are prepared media professionals who are women, like AOC, Jasmine Crockett, they are ready. Okay, Kamala Harris here. It's pathetic how bad she is here. I'm sorry, but it's downright pathetic how bad she is here. It's painful to watch.
It's hard to hear.
No. That's not what I said. That he couldn't be on the ticket because he is gay. My point, as I write in the book, is that I was clear that in 107 days, in one of the most
book title,
hotly contested elections for president of the United States against someone like Donald Trump who knows no floor.
Why is she doing this nod right here? I'm sorry. Why is she doing this nod? You're not at some like liberal coffee club book reading.
Donald Trump, who knows no floor, to be a black woman running for president of the United States and as a vice presidential running mate.
I've seen her do good before.
A gay man. With the
really
stakes
just
being so
infuriating.
high, it made me very sad.
The
but
stakes are so high, I
also
couldn't
realized
have a gay guy on the
it would be a real
ticket.
risk.
A real risk.
No matter how
She looks weak here. She looks on the back foot.
And
This is offensive. This is more offensive than if she could just say, like, Trump spent the entire time focusing on 0 issues. He attacked my identity the entire campaign. I made it a point to not talk about my identity. I wanted to talk about what I was going, okay, not in my speaking style. I was focusing on what I was going to do for the American people. Expanding healthcare, making sure we have a more fair tax system, stopping price gouging. And all Trump did was attack how, am I really black? How I'm a woman, making all these crude jokes. And America, I felt if I had a gay person on my ticket, those attacks would escalate and it would be even more away from the issues. And I regret doing that because I wish I would have been confident. There's just a better response here, bro. I just can't stand when someone who's so accomplished is so bad in media. She's so bad in every interview I've ever seen of her.
ally of the LGBT community my entire life. So it wasn't about So it wasn't about any prejudice
Just say what you
on
mean.
my part. But
stop hiding your real. Okay, Kamala here shares my opinion. She agrees with me, but she's afraid to say it. She's afraid to be genuine. And you are better off telling someone to their face, I think America's too sexist and racist for this shit, versus doing this tiptoe around it bullshit. This right here is more offensive, like I said. People do not respect this. It does not seem genuine.
We had such a short period of time.
Okay, short period of time. Okay, so Rachel Maddow said, okay, he's gay on the ticket, being gay. Kamala said it's too big of a risk to have a gay guy on the ticket. Say why. Okay, it's a short time. You said the book name already, 107 days. Great. Thank you for advertising it. Again, you can do a book tour. You can't really speak about the issues. Okay. It's a short time. Good. Okay.
It is on my part, but
we had
such a short period of time, and the stakes were so high. I think
you said that.
Pete is a phenomenal public servant, and I think America.
Bro, it's like General Hospital acting. You ever see General Hospital? I'm young, but I saw this on the TV growing up. You ever see General Hospital? Like, have you ever seen that show that was on like daytime TV, The Stories? Old people say, are my stories on? It's literal General Hospital acting.
Is and would be ready for that.
Or not General Hospital. What's the other one called?
When I had to make that decision with 2 weeks to go, and maybe I was being too cautious. I'll let our friends, we should all talk about that. Maybe I was.
Oh my God. Do you not know? You are you. 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 You ran for president. You are you. Again, it's like it's the first time she ever talked to herself, let alone answered a question. You are you. What do you mean you're going to ask around? I thought the whole point of the book is that you did self-reflection already. You did self-reflection. That's the whole point of the damn book. It's 107 days. The clear insights from the shortest campaign in American history. When Joe Biden did a terrible thing, really pretty much launched our country into an abyss. 100% I agree. Put you in a terrible position. All right, Kamala? You're in a terrible position. Why are you talking like you never met yourself? This is exactly what we talk about when it comes to consultants. It's not even having consultants. It's being so consultant driven. You need to say during a conversation where you're stumbling the entire time, you need to say, I got to ask my team before I answer this question. In a media landscape where appearing genuine works, Trump is not genuine. He appears genuine. He's a genuine asshole. But at least it seems genuine. That's the whole tone of the current modern era of populist politics. If liberals, and I care about this a lot, if liberals don't adapt to the times, our country's going to fall.
And would be ready for that. Is and would be ready for that. But when I had to make that decision with 2 weeks to go, you know, and maybe I was being too cautious. You know, I'll let our friends, we should all talk about that. Maybe
I'll let our friends, maybe we'll talk about that. Maybe
but that's
I
the
was.
decision I made, and as with everything else in the book, I'm being very candid about
everything
that.
else in the book, I'm being very candid. You're being very candid about it. How about you be candid right now? Why can't you be candid in a conversation talking to a human? So we got to buy your book to understand your opinions, and you're on a TV show right now being interviewed? Wait.
Friends, we should all talk about that. Maybe I was.
Maybe you were. Who? I mean, who can we even ask? Who can we ask?
Made, and
she's talking about herself like she's like she's someone else, like in the third person.
And as with everything else in the book, I'm being very candid about that.
Yeah.
Dude, she's like describing herself being candid. She's literally saying, yeah, I mean, I made a decision, and like maybe we have to ask around to know like why I did that. And like, I am being very candid in this book. And if you want to know about me, you need to read this book because I write about me. And she's saying I write about me as if me is a different person. It's actually crazy how she's unable to frame herself in a conversation. And I 100% agree that sexism and all that shit plays a role in this for sure. But like I said, we have other women who can speak very authoritatively in these circumstances. And I heard the attacks about Kamala. She slept her way to the top right away. Disgusting. But this is not that. This is bad speaking. This is bad rhetoric. This is bad conversation. This is not candid. This is not genuine. This is not workshopped even. If a male did this, if a man did this, it would sound just as bad. And it does sound just as bad when Hakeem Jeffries does something similar. But she talks even slower than him somehow. Like she makes Hakeem Jeffries seem like a skilled orator, like Socrates. It's just like there's a certain way you say things. How you say things right now, how you say it matters more than what you say. What you say matters, but if you don't deliver it, the substance may as well not be there. And there is no there's no delivery or substance here. And I don't want to attack Democrats. I don't want to. But if I'm on a team and my teammate is causing our country to fall because we don't have an opposition party right now and we are fighting with our hands tied behind our back with rhetoric, then I need to criticize that. We need to get people who are not effective, not pragmatic, out of the party, out of leadership at least. And she better not run for president again. I hope she does book tours from now on. She read a book in 1,000 days from now. 1,000 days since I ran for president. And maybe by then she'll know who she is. And that's the biggest thing I heard from people. Kamala Harris sounds like she does not know who she is during the campaign and now. It's still happening. Huge freaking fumble. Trump won. He lost. I mean, Democrats, if they had a normal primary, Trump loses by 10 points, bro. Trump had to have every handicap in the world to win this thing. Barely. One of the smallest victories in American history. But a small victory is all it takes to institute an authoritarian regime. What can I say? Please drop a like, comment, subscribe. It's a tough conversation, but we need to have it. Pisses me off. I am pissed about that. But. And I look at my chat and someone says, oh, every swing state. Trump won every swing state. They don't understand numbers. It's really painful. So the popular vote is one of the smallest popular vote victories in American history. Now, Trump did win the presidency the first time while losing the popular vote by 3 million votes. But, you know, now you care about the popular vote now that you barely won because you're losers and you are not principled. Kamala does not have confidence in her own choices, and I feel bad. I don't feel bad for her now. She's a grown woman. She's very experienced. Okay, I'm sorry. She is very experienced. She's been attorney general of a state. She's been U.S. senator. Okay, she has done every level of politics. She should be better prepared. I'm sorry. She should be better prepared. Anyone should be with that much experience. I'm sorry. She's got to be prepared, bro. Gotta be.
I just spoke to the paramedics. Got a few more details.
Such as?
They pulled him from a car wreck on Route 415.
Has he said anything?
No, he was unconscious when they found him.
Never mind. Even General... I was going to play General Hospital clip, but even this daytime TV show for 90-year-olds, they talk way faster. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, Teresa, 100%. We need to recognize that. You can say it with your chest. You can recognize that. Recognize what America really is. And if you call it out, you'll get people on your side for being genuine. Like Trump literally goes out and says, think about it. Trump went out and said yesterday he hates 60% of America. He hates a majority of Americans that he's supposed to be serving right now. He hates us. All right? He hates us. He wants us to fail. He actively said he wants bad things for us. And we have Democrats like Kamala Harris unable to even stand on business for one point of a campaign choice she made. Tiptoeing around it, walking on eggshells over her own choices that she can't describe. Meanwhile, Trump is calling for violence in America. And Kamala can't even just say like her own opinions. It just is true. If you say it confidently, people are going to listen to you versus a dumb, confident thing is going to be listened to versus an articulate, smart, boring thing. And this is not articulate. It's not intelligent. It's not good. It's bad. Okay. Better than calling all Republicans Nazis. That's another issue. Someone in chat said better than calling. Someone in my YouTube chat said, better than calling all Republicans Nazis. Now, the thing is, Trump himself said he hates more than half of America. He wishes bad things upon us. He wants us to fail and suffer. He said that last night at Charlie Kirk's memorial thing, his rock concert that Trump turned into a political rally. And Stephen Miller and all those different people were abusing Charlie Kirk's dead body for advertising. But like the president saying that is different from a random Twitter account calling everybody a Nazi. The president directing his FCC to target Jimmy Kimmel and to ban his show, to try and ban people. When the president says it's illegal from the government to ban a show, or to talk bad about him, I mean, and he wants to ban those people, that's different from a Twitter mob being mean to you and trying to get you fired. And by the way, most people don't even know someone who's fired from their social media posts. But Republicans have a victim complex. So they see, and the left has one too, but the Republicans is insane right now. They see a random 0-follower Twitter account say something, and they're like, this is the entire Democratic Party. All right? It's the entire Democratic Party. Meanwhile, Donald Trump himself says the most heinous shit. And I would never say it's the entire Republican Party. We have done so much to not say that. But somehow they keep seeing the one profile on Twitter that has 0 followers, and they'll freak out about that. I think it took Kamala till the very end of the campaign to call Trump a fascist. It was like a week before the election before she called him a fascist. I think like a week before the election. And he was calling for the military to go after his political opponents since the summer. I don't know. Democrats just don't stand on business. And they get accused of standing on business, but they don't. Please drop a like, comment, subscribe, follow, whatever. Please donate to Joel of Politics on Cash App or Venmo or on my Coffee link down below. Coffee.com/JoelofPolitics is in my description as well. Independent media is really difficult, especially nowadays. If you are someone who has a couple dollars, if you could help support the stream, it'd be really appreciated to keep me going. If you appreciate my content, if you like my content. If you want to skip ahead of the line, you can skip ahead by donating $10 and sending your first name and your phone number. Really, really, really would love money. Who's this person?
Hello?
Hi, this is the YouTube show. What's up?
Hey, yeah, calling back again. I called earlier, but, I just, I heard you talking about, the rhetoric between the two parties, whether it's the, Democrats calling Trump a fascist or a Nazi, and the right, blasting the left, and especially tonight.
Well, Trump called Biden a Nazi, and Trump called Kamala a fascist, communist, Marxist as well on the campaign trail, too.
Well, yeah, it got worse, I think, whenever the Kirk memorial was, I think, because that was
No, Trump said that during the
You know,
campaign trail, and during Biden's
right.
administration. And Charlie Kirk called for Biden to be
Yeah.
executed publicly. Not publicly, but the death penalty. He said Biden did crimes against America, and he should be put to death. Charlie Kirk called for the death of Joe Biden multiple times.
Right. What I was saying was it got worse whenever the funeral was, or the memorial, whatever
Oh,
the fuck
I
you want to
definitely
call it.
agree. My main point, just to frame it, is that like Charlie Kirk said multiple times Joe Biden should be put to death. And I cannot find one prominent liberal who said anything similar at all in the past 10 years. In terms of like media,
No, I
in
don't think
terms of
you're
politicians.
going to
So
find it.
yeah, so the violent rhetoric, there's definitely some on all sides, but I just want the president to condemn violence, and he won't right now. That's my biggest concern.
Well, so my whole thing is I don't like it's. I mean, any normal, healthy, sound of mind individual that's not like completely, online 24/7, just ridiculous, would agree with the sentiment that want to downplay violence. It's just never. It's not productive. It doesn't solve anything. I think that's kind of blatantly on its face obvious. I think the president of the United States has a duty to be the first person, the most loud, most prominent person to condemn violence and to lower the temperature of political violence, regardless of who it's coming from or why it's happening. It doesn't really matter. The president of the United States should be the one to be at the forefront,
Yeah,
downplaying.
and he called for more
all
violence,
of that.
if anything.
Right. Absolutely. So I think that, Trump aside, I think that politicians in general, I think that here's my problem. Okay, just kind of throwing this forward. What I've noticed is, you've got this like sort of like pig rolling in the mud type attitude when it comes to the way that Trump is addressing politics, and I don't know. I hope, but I don't know if American politics going forward can recover from this type of like behavior, this type of rhetoric. I don't know if it's because I see it all sort of degrading, and I see it happening all over the place. I say, it's obvious that, you see it more so on the right. I mean, it's the president of the United States. He has to do his entire due diligence to make sure things
Yeah, I
are
agree.
low.
Just to frame it again, so like right now, all Democrats condemned this assassination 100%. They all condemned it
Yeah.
very strictly. They did not even say
Yeah.
originally like, oh, well, we don't like Charlie Kirk, but he never should have been assassinated. They never said that right away. They said it after the Republicans made him into a political football. They put a donation link on his forehead, a QR code, and they used him to fundraise. And did you see all the Republicans saying like, Charlie Kirk's last text to me was whatever I wanted to be my political agenda. He said he wants whatever I wanted. Yeah.
I only
Israel even Israel is doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, I only noticed there was only maybe one or two Democrat Republican, Democrat politicians that was, doing that. None of them called for the death or celebrated it or anything even remotely close to that. But
No.
there was one or two that, did the whole like I didn't agree, blah blah. But to me, that doesn't even matter. The thing is that the vast majority of them, were, down. Like they were crying. There was like a handful of Democrats that were like actually crying.
I was
when they
effed
found
up
out.
over that, bro. When I saw that shit happen, I was
You know?
messed up. I don't like this at all. I hate this shit. I'm not like no
No,
one.
yeah.
And I saw like Tim Pool saying AOC was celebrating it because she said Charlie Kirk said racist things. That's not celebrating it.
That's
She condemned the
absurd.
assassination every time. But they want to make him into like a god. And that Fox News story where it's like Charlie Kirk's body stopped this bullet, which is physically impossible. They're trying to turn it into idolatry and martyrdom. And martyrs are usually used to justify really bad things because it gives you pretext as a movement to do future violence. And that war war cry they did. Stephen Miller, Donald Trump saying he hates half of America. He wants terrible things for people that don't like him, which is 60% of America right now, 60%, a majority of Americans. Like, we never had a president who declared war on his own country like this on behalf of his minority support. So yeah, asking where it's going to go next, it's really hard because Democrats have said, when Democrats have gotten assassinated, they said turn down the violence. When the shooter in El Paso, Texas, shot a bunch of brown people in a Walmart, sharing Trump quotes saying we're being invaded by foreign invaders. Democrats did not say Republicans are all violent and that Trump caused it. They never said that in El Paso. When the Buffalo shooter killed a bunch of black people there, and to the point where he said sorry when he pointed a gun at white people there because he believed in the Great Replacement theory and he believed in white supremacy. He quoted like these right-wing politicians as well. No Democrat after Buffalo said right-wingers need to be executed in America or excised from public life completely. It just never happened. And now they have this thing where it's like violence is 100% left-wing. Now, the truth is a vast majority is from the right wing, but I don't like using that because I don't want to paint all Republicans as violent people because they're not. But when I see the president when I see the president and Stephen Miller and the FBI trying to categorize all Democrats as, you killed Charlie Kirk, you killed him, he tried talking to you, and now you are going to pay because you killed one of us. That tribalism is not survivable. We need humanism. We need pro-human politics, not tribalism.
Yes. I think we're headed to a very dark place, right? And there's a lot of ways that this can be prevented, but I've noticed that, you know, there's certain things propping up, and I hate to bring up like different like movies in the past, kind of predicting like a future like this, like RoboCop and all these other ones are sort of this like dystopian, you know, corporatism, like Blade Runner type thing going on. But I mean, I'm seeing it. Like, I'm seeing it play out where you've got someone like Elon Musk, for example, and I brought him up in the prior call, but what I've noticed with him is he's mentioned that he wants to create an even further right party, that he wants to create his own party. When he had that little like tit for tat sort of like spat with Trump, he was like kind of like spewing that and bringing that up. And I think he's being honest. I think he does want to create his own party. And I think that what I'm seeing is a sort of like takeover, right? Whoever Trump's media team is, whoever was sort of like helping him when it came to like the election going forward, I think that they were really fucking good at what they did. And I think that he's really, really good at utilize, not him specifically, but whoever his team is really good at utilizing media and utilizing.
Well, it's the rage economy. It's the
media.
attention economy. I mean, at one point in Trump's campaign, he literally just shared pictures of scary-looking brown people and said they're going to be invading you and killing your wives. Like, it was a whole week when Trump did this, and they put signs out that said, Kamala bad, Trump good. Kamala high tax, Trump low tax. It was like a Kamala less energy or Kamala less oil, Trump more oil. It was really trying to turn everybody's thinking down to zero. So no critical thought to be had. It's just anger.
It's legitimate.
It's anger politics. And we're going to have a not WWE. We're going to have a UFC fight on White House lawn right now. Literal idiocracy. We're going to Bernie Sanders said they're going to entertain us to death, basically.
Yes, and I think that the general population, and I'm not going to say, no, I will say, the general population sort of strives for this kind of crap. In the past, politics and media was separated. There was sort of like a wall, like a thin veneer between the two. And in 20 years ago, you would have never in a million years seen two politicians, whether they were right or left, say anything other than, good things about either side when it came to like a tragedy. Like if somebody was, if a right-wing person came in and shot up a school or whatever, it doesn't matter what their politics were, they would both sort of unify and condemn, and it would be
the closest one is like Dylan Roof. Like after Dylan Roof, he was saying a bunch of crazy shit, and then Obama had to have it on the chin, and Dylan Roof was praying with black churchgoers, and they prayed with him, and then he brought out a gun and killed them. It's horrific, and Obama had to just take it, and he sang at the funerals at the church, and then now they blame Obama for starting racism. It's just really a backwards world.
Absurd.
It's crazy. Yeah, you could be gunned down by white supremacists. They'll blame you. They'll blame the black person, and they'll say, "Oh, they riot and loot." But the moment we had no King's protest, there was no rioting or looting. And the people that did that were not part of the protest either. They were not the protesters who did that. It was the people taking advantage of it. And also, like Colin Kaepernick was taking a knee. They wanted to cancel him. They did cancel him. Literally, they canceled Colin Kaepernick, and they're like, they canceled Tim Tebow. No, Tim Tebow sucked at football. He sucked at being quarterback. He could have been a different position maybe, but Colin Kaepernick was decent. He should have been in the league, but they canceled him.
You brought up the No Kings protest. I think that's important because the entirety of it was peaceful up until the last day, and the people that were like the agitators were like a fringe group of like LARPing idiots. You know what I mean? Like they are not.
Yeah.
They don't represent.
Well, one of the biggest BLM burnings of the police precinct in Minnesota, one of the biggest ones was done by a Boogaloo Boy, which is a far-right group that wants to cause a civil war. So they burn buildings and they go to protest and they purposely do crazy shit so people can blame the other side. So Boogaloo Boys and also Russia and China and India, I guarantee you their bot farms are running these bot accounts that are anonymous and doing things that make us fight each other. They're a bunch of fake posts.
You don't even have to.
Yeah, and all the Starbucks, the fake Starbucks cops with Charlie Kirk, we found out they're all fake. All the ones that said, "Oh well, a liberal at Starbucks wrote loser on my cup when I told them to write Charlie Kirk." That was fake. They had it on camera that there was never something written on there. Someone lied about that, and they got like 15 million views. And now I hear people in real life saying about this story that was completely fake, and people that I know in real life are mad about this story that was completely fabricated.
Right, and listen, you don't even have to assume because I'm going to tell you right now. So I work for a 3-letter agency, and I have for roughly a decade.
Don't say too much.
Right?
You're live, remember? Yeah.
I know. So, and I'm not. I am very careful with what I say, and what I will say is, I can guarantee you, without a shadow of a doubt, that Russia and China do and are currently involved in perpetrating, social media and invading social media.
Yeah, everyone knows. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and
Elon Musk is on Russia's team, so.
Yeah, well, so it's been rough, right? Working in this industry because seeing the different people, different politicians coming up, mostly on Trump's side, but seeing people like Elon Musk sort of bold-faced lie about certain things. Especially that.
Oh, like the Democrat assassination? That was from Russia. The Democrats being assassinated by a liberal. That was 100% from them. Like, there's someone. The thing about like Israel killing Charlie Kirk. That's definitely from Qatar or from Iran or from Russia. So yeah.
Right. Well, absolutely. And I think that there's it's tough because you've got all these issues happening at home, and I think the onus is being taken off of the enemy. There is a identifiable enemy, and they're encroaching on NATO territory. They're encroaching on our territory and our way of life, and they're doing so in a way now more than ever before. And it's actually scary. It really is. Like
3 different countries, 3 different airspace invaded by Russia multiple times with the drones and then actual fighter jets, and America just like laughs at it because they're on Russia. The administration right now is occupied by a foreign government. So like it's like a controlled demolition of America as a concept and as a country. What Trump is doing right now, destroying all of our institutions, destroying our medical field, our universities, our research centers, destroying our global influence with USAID and all that kind of stuff. Russia and China, if you would have written like a to-do list of what they want to do, it would be like destroy USAID, destroy U.S. influence with Europe and other allies, make internal conflict in America peak so they fight each other, and do like a controlled demolition internal to the U.S., and you can defeat America without firing a single bullet. Meanwhile, Russia is encroaching on all these different countries, and they could just do that to cause social fragmentation. They don't need to be actually winning by dropping bombs everywhere. Russia, all they need to do is destabilize these countries internally, destabilize the democracies, help these far-right parties win, then drop a couple bombs, and then there's not going to be any consensus to fight against it. They get destroyed themselves. And that psyop and the social engineering Russia and China do with these bot farms and with these insurgents on the ground as well, like that's a huge. The current Cold War with AI. It's not even AI itself. It's just the social engineering and propaganda in totality. But that concept is way too hard to explain to people, and the people in charge right now kind of want it to happen. So yeah.
Well, yeah, and again, it's difficult being in the job that I have because you know I'm seeing all this like kind of play out right in real time, and I'm also seeing behind the curtain. And I can tell you that you know with the current administration, I don't be too afraid. When it comes to their involvement in all this, it's more moronic than it is insidious, right?
Well,
I
okay.
will
Well, one
say
question I would
that,
ask is like I do see different influences. It's like a mafia state where like Cash Patel, Tulsi Gabbard, RFK, they all have like a similar authoritarian path, and they need like anti-intellectualism and everything. But they
right?
don't have a concise vision for an authoritarian future in America. There are competing visions there, and they all kind of like are scrapping things and trying to sell it off and make money where they can. They have different business ties everywhere. Kind of like how
Yeah.
like an early developing Russian oligarchy would be just like a total mafia state and everything, and they are kind of stupid. But I do think enough of it is intentional with Peter Thiel and Elon Musk because they are the real puppet masters in this entire
So
thing. And
again,
JD
and that's
Vance
why
too. But thank God JD
right.
Vance is so unlikable.
Yes, and I brought this up earlier for a reason. Those are the ones that you should watch out for. Um, Again, with Trump and the crony, the team of cronies, it's again more moronic than insidious, and it's more of a get the money and run type situation. Whereas
Yeah, it's a
with
party.
Musk, right, and like they do as much as you can, get as much as you can, run away, make yourself completely indelible and like incapable of being charged or tried for any of the crimes, which you'll see that play out soon enough, and then just run away. And you've got Musk and a couple other people that I'm not going to name that are going to be the real problem going forward. I think those are the ones that you should really watch out for.
Laura
I think
Loomer as
that,
well. Laura Loomer, I don't know which government she's paid by, but she got the NSA director fired.
yeah,
She got a bunch of different intelligence agencies fired. And that is
yeah,
crazy. She definitely, I imagine it's Russian. If I had to guess, that they do more shell corporations and more monetary transactions because China has a more overall game where they need stability. They need some trust with other countries like Europe. To run their shit, and Russia is kind of like doing all the dirty work for them, although they kind of hate each other, but they need to work together against America. Yeah, that's really scary. And Musk right now is embracing Christian nationalism. He's posting about he's posting Bible verses because he sees that as the next land for authoritarianism in America. And
well,
he sees
absolutely.
the
I
power
mean,
and anger behind it. And the shit he's saying, I think he said, the violence is coming to you. So you can respond with violence or not, but it's going to come to you. You need to fight because the left is the party of murder. They will kill you if you don't kill them, basically, is what Musk said. And he wants that
yeah.
1984 global vision. And he believes in the technocracy, whatever that word is, that his grandfather wrote a book about an authoritarian dictatorship ran by only tech oligarchs. Funny enough, his grandfather, who was a Nazi in
Well,
Canada, like an actual Nazi.
Musk is an extremely intelligent individual,
Yeah, he's not
and
stupid.
no, he's
He
very,
was
very
he was
smart,
talking
and he's
stupid
got
to get MAGA on his side. Funny enough, he was using
well, yeah,
a dumb. Yeah, whenever Musk sounded dumb, it's because he needed to appeal to certain voters. Yeah.
yeah, and so his goal, right? And I think that you've already kind of hit the nail on the head. That's blatantly obvious. You know what he's doing and his end goals. And the scary thing is his involvement with the industries that he's involved with. I mean, he's
Defense contracting,
involved. He's got
surveillance, satellites. Yeah.
it's everything. It's like,
Neuralink.
oh my God, you're talking. He's involved in. Have you looked into his mining operations?
Oh, the deals with yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
He's the
reason for
perfect
all
like
of this.
yeah.
It's
If there's gonna be a
all
global dictator, yeah, and people think it is really interesting. I wish I could hear him talk truthfully and candidly. I wish I could hear that because he's never done that before. The whole like
yeah,
autism thing for him, he can turn it on and off. He could be any person he needs to be. I think much of it is very intentional, even if we don't think it is. And I mean, some of it's definitely a high. I mean, every authoritarian is on drugs constantly. All these administrations everywhere. If you ever saw The Death of Stalin, have you ever seen that movie? That
yeah.
is a
I've
really
seen it.
interesting portrayal of like authoritarianism. And yeah, like someone just
Yeah,
sent $2. The left undeniably commits the most murder. It's just like they want people to fight in America. We need to reject it as much as possible. Anyone calling for violence, there's going to be two sides to this. It's going to be pro this country, pro human, pro each other, pro neighbor, pro freedom, and the opposite. It's just gonna. It's a battle between authoritarianism and dictatorship, and I keep telling people to be very wary because democracy is a small blip in history. People revert back to authoritarianism very quickly. It feels very comfortable. The big brother is very nice, but the surveillance state is really scary because they can do things now they couldn't do before. And we have the tools now to have a 1984 Big Brother style. Even the 1984, the slot machine, they had a slot machine that produced a bunch of dumbass content for people to be, munching on all day. We have that now with AI generators. Every
Well,
prophecy is being
yeah.
fulfilled. It's just actually, it's crazy how much. That's why I think I started to believe in God more because I'm like, holy shit, this actually is coming together too perfectly.
Right. I mean, hey, listen, there's nothing wrong with that. I think that
Simulation.
religion, yeah, well, religion has a place, and I think that when it comes to the like 1984 example, you've got everything is pretty much set up, right? We're primed for it, and there was one or two pieces of legislation that were passed in the past, and two of them, I'll name them, but one is a really good example of this, would be, the Freedom of Information Act and the FOIA Request Act, both of which were sort of like geared towards allowing U.S. citizens to hold local legislature and beyond accountable, right? And you've got some people utilizing this, but for the most part, you see pushback even there. And you're starting to see this kind of like, insidious vibe, or whatever you want to call it, amongst local police departments and even beyond. And it's almost like you're seeing it all over the place. It's almost unified, where they're treating all citizens a certain way. And it's not good. It's negative, right? And you've got certain localized incidents that were way beyond the pale, right? But you're starting to see it kind of like, just, I don't know. It's like, again, coming from the job that I do and knowing the things that I know, I can say that there's some things that are going on that are legitimately terrifying. And, one of which was, as I referred to earlier, China and Russia sort of really tightening their grasp on NATO and on the European region and the Indo-PACOM region. So the Pacific, the Philippines, China's testing the Philippines like almost on a daily basis, going after their boats and whatnot. And I will say, one of the things that should actually alleviate some of the concerns is that you've got a lot of generals and a lot of colonels that have a lot of power. And I will say this, okay? Pete Hegseth has been kind of making it his duty to follow through on what Trump tells him to do, right? I mean, we could say that. He's kind of, so he's getting rid of certain individuals. Even with that, there's so much unity and so much sort of, like, I'm here for you and you're here for me, and we know what the deal is. We've been doing this for decades. That you're not going to see a like House of Cards falling apart of the United States military. It's just not possible. And that should alleviate some of the concerns. However, that doesn't prevent somebody like Putin from going into Poland, right? That doesn't prevent somebody like Xi Jinping from, taking over the Philippines, or, going into Indonesia, or, finally like making it known that he owns Vietnam for the most part. And whether or not, people want to be wary to the situation or wake up to the situation really depends on what is being told to them from up on high, and the MAGA crowd is not going to, be concerned with this in any way, shape, or form, because again, Trump's not going to,
Tell
he's
them
not
to be
saying
mad
anything
about
about
it. Yeah. They
Right.
need
You know, or
directions. Yeah.
concerned. It's so you've got, most of the American public is not even aware of the situation. You know, they're more concerned about what's going on here, which, don't get me wrong, there's a lot to be concerned about. But, we're talking about, the fall of NATO. We're talking about the fall of democracy, right? What we've created. And you can say what you will about what's going on in the UK as far as freedom of speech goes. You can say what you will about, Australia and blah, blah, blah. It's nowhere near, okay, what you will see happen if BRICS, the entire BRICS crowd, which is, for those of you that don't know, BRICS is like China, Russia, Brazil, and India, and all these people that they're tied together through a banking system. If that crowd gets their way and starts to actually invade countries and really start to swing their dick around, for lack of a better metaphor, you're going to see some seriously damaging repercussions. If you think the whole cost hike spike with the tariffs is bad, when this shit goes down, you're talking about a gallon of milk costing $47. It's
Yeah, people aren't ready for that. And yeah, I appreciate the call. The last thing I'll say is yeah, people are not ready for what it means for America to fall as an empire, and all the questions about why do we fund Ukraine? We're sending all this money overseas. The countries they're screwing us over. That's all Russian prop. The idea that
fuck.
just the idea that America,
oh my
the
god,
idea that
you know what?
America is the country being screwed over in this entire equation is insane. We are benefiting from
It's
everything we do.
crazy. It's
Everything. People don't know it,
fuck.
though. They don't understand it. They think, the Russian propaganda worked easily. And if you say Russian propaganda to them, you know what they're going to say? Oh, you mean Russia, the fake hoax for the Democrats? It's very, and Putin says, no, Trump says how sexy Putin is all the time. He loves Putin.
Right.
Yeah.
This is the last thing I'm going to say.
Right.
As somebody, and if you're listening to this, you can believe me, you can not believe me, I don't really care. For somebody that does work in that sphere, in that realm, and I've worked for it in a while, Ukraine getting the means that they need, just like Afghanistan getting the means that they needed to defeat Russia, is vital to democracy, and it's also vital to your bottom dollar. And if you don't support it, then you're a very misguided individual, and I hate to see it, but it is what it is. So it was good talking, man. I'll let you get on to somebody that's a little more combative.
Yeah. It's fun. It's really, really, really fun. I love it. Yeah, appreciate the call.
Yeah, man. Take it easy.
All right, you too. Thank you, man. See you. People in chat, do you feel like nothing's real anymore? I'm seeing people say this a lot, and for myself, I think it's media consumption. It's nothing feels real, and I think it's partly because of the media consumption and smartphones and social media websites, but it's also it's like a narcissistic relationship, and they constantly gaslight us and lie to us, and the flood the zone stuff, you need to pay attention. You can't look away from it. It's your life. It's your existence. It's everything you know and love. But it's painful too. And the social media algorithms drive us into the ground. And I don't know how we get that back. For a whole. Nothing is real. WTF, what are you saying? He imposed more sanctions on Russia? No, he didn't. That's not real. He's threatened secondary tariffs for 8 months now. He has backed off every single time. He lies to you, and it works because you don't look into it. And it's hard to. I don't even blame you, okay? I don't blame you at all. It sucks. Politics freaking sucks. Politics freaking sucks, alright? It's not easy. It's not fun, and the media sucks at their job of informing people. We are boom, boom, boom. Okay. On Twitch, I actually have 300 followers still from before. Huh. Interesting. People have a lot of viewers on Twitch. I didn't realize that. But these are all like entertainment channels, right? There's no politics streamers on Twitch. Pretty sure. What? What? Huh. Being on Twitch, even the website, makes me reminisce a lot to a few years ago. Like a lot. Holy crap, even the layout. COVID time. I forgot about the Argentina thing. Is there a video on that? I don't know about that. Guys, it's gonna be a boring stream. I want to learn about the Argentina. Wait. Argentina, USA monetary help. Argentina support fuels peso rally. Malay's economic shock therapy. You look at Malay, he just looks insane, bro. He just looks insane. Argentina's collapsing. Is there a good video on this? Are we going to be our own global bank?
And in this case, whether they have to use it or not will be a question for tomorrow, Melissa.
Yeah. Eamon, thank you. Eamon Javers. It wasn't just a Merval, by the way. The peso surged also on this notion that there is a U.S. government backstop now for Argentinian assets. Emerging market specialists.
Well, and if it was...
Okay, a U.S. government backstop for Argentinian assets.
25 years ago when I started really getting my teeth cut in emerging markets, this kind of a headline would have meant 40% in Argentina. An IMF tranche meant everything. It meant hard currency chasing soft currency, and that was the backstop you needed. Ultimately, what we learned even from Argentina is buying back your currency in the open market cost them $1 billion last.
So if the U.S. Treasury gives support to Argentina, does that mean we just give a... we just like guarantee their loans and stuff? Is that how it works? U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said all options are on the table for stabilizing Argentina, including swap lines and direct currency purchases, while underscoring President... So we can just like endure their economic shock, basically. What kind of hindrance do we have to endure if we do that?
And that's not necessarily a great move, nor should we be lending against that currency. We should be lending against a dollar dynamic that would be repaying that dollar dynamic. This is a president that cares very much about doing good trade deals. I don't think Argentina is strategically critical to us in Latin America. I think Brazil is the other side of this story, and that may be part of this support. We know we know Milei has definitely been a Trump supporter. We know there's a lot of fiscal austerity that I think actually is very good for Argentina, and we also know that there's been a little bit of a political, let's just call it opposition with Brazil. And
yeah. They're guaranteeing Argentina's debt payments. It's like refinancing through different currency forms if Argentina can't keep up, so they don't completely collapse. Is it like they can use our treasury to borrow? If they use our treasury to borrow and we exchange, so like if they have no finance system that works and we do, then they can exchange money in our currency, and they could borrow at our cheaper rate. Is that how it works? Emergency funding, dollar liquidity. It's definitely because Trump and Milei are friends. Everything about a regime like this is about loyalty. I'm trying to see what kind of...
An attack upon their former their former leader, Bolsonaro.
I think one of the reasons gold had the day that it had is probably on the back of this headline. And, if you want to be long, a way to be long, Mercado Libre, did I say that well?
Sure, Melli.
Nice.
ARGT, it's probably 25, 26% MELI. And that came off from 90 and change in May to current levels. I mean, if you want to play it, and I think you can, it's through ARGT.
Yeah, it's just kind of interesting, like what sort of precedent this might set. If you think about this trade war that we have with, 150 nations right now, and how few of them have really been settled. I mean, this is a country that we export maybe $9-10 billion worth and import maybe 7 or 8 or something like that. It just doesn't seem like that sort of important, or at least like, systemically sort of important. So what's the precedent sets? How many of these other folks are going to come in and bail out if we have to? I can't imagine that any problems in Argentina would really be a huge effect to our economy here.
Yeah, it says crypto. So essentially, they just said we're going to be taking on risk for Argentina. So America's taking on risk for Argentina because they have a economy where they can't really borrow. The IMF is a example of like you can give loans to countries that they have to pay back. They have different credit ratings, and a bunch of different entities grade countries in their credit rating for borrowing money. But yeah, we have a better credit rating than they do. So it's like, let's say you're co-signing for your friend who has a bad credit score, and you're going to guarantee that loan gets paid, but they can use your credit score and your co-sign to get a lower rate on the money they borrow. It's not perfectly analogous, but we're taking on risk for them pretty much. And the whole debate is like, hey, why are we taking on a risk for them? Is there any strategy? Is there any strategic gain for taking on their risk? And the CNBC people, which are the finance people, they said no, basically.
All right, guys, I just recorded the show, and now I'm sitting here. I'm about to do an interview with Josiah of Pondering Politics, and I have Kylan Corin tonight. But I just got the great news that ABC caved, and they brought back Jimmy Kimmel. So let me give you the quote from ABC.
The way of unity is assuming people are coming in good faith. I don't know what that means, assuming good faith. I think we need to learn how to talk to regular people and do more media that hits the center. That's not super political. If I got famous, I could definitely do a sports show. I could definitely do a radio show. I think we have to hit cultural points and change the culture. Now, with what you're saying, maybe young men, it can be a good faith tactic to be like, hey, we're going to approach them in a certain way for these conversations. But much of it is being someone they trust, like the heuristic. Just the groupings of ideas where it's like, I was thinking earlier about this. If someone's like very anti-vaccine, for example, they're probably not believing in any study you show them. So that belief stems from them they don't like being told what to do. The same people that are anti-vaccine were anti-wearing masks, and those same people are they were anti like wearing seatbelts. When that became a thing, they were anti any restriction whatsoever. They don't want to be told what to do. So like, you might want to talk about a different thing. So like a topic that's not as heavy, but that connects back to vaccines, if you want to change your opinion on vaccines. If that makes sense. There's people in the Discord for what? Why do I care? They're just talking in the Discord. Oh, are you saying for the people in chat? New people join up. ICE buddies. Oh yeah, Gavin Newsom signed a law about ICE taking off their masks, federal agents. They said they're not going to comply. I don't know what happens there. If a federal agent says I'm not going to wear a mask, although your state passed the law, I assume it goes to the courts. But if it goes to the court, let's say legal scholars that I don't have any. I'm too stupid to get those. By the way, I got $6 from where? Probably haters. Yeah, it's all haters. It's all haters. I gotta shut off $2 donations. No one donates $2 unless if they're hating. They're always hating because they want to say something for $2. If federal agents don't comply with California, I assume it's gonna go to a court because they said it's unconstitutional. If that would happen and it was upheld by the courts and then they kept violating it, what would happen then? Would they have jurisdiction to arrest federal agents? What do you think? What do you think? Would that happen? He mad it's me? It is you. You're still watching. Sigma. Let's talk COVID. Oh my god. I can't imagine being a fully grown adult and still caring about COVID right now, bro. I can't imagine. I feel like I think if someone comes up to me and talks about COVID-19, I'm not going to talk to them. I think I'm done talking to them. I think I'm done. We could talk about something else. I'm not talking about COVID anymore, bro. Or trans issues. I really don't care. I'll talk about humanity and caring about humans, but I'm not going to. It's the same thing where like I talk to Trumpers and they just don't believe things. They'll just be like, they mutilate 2-year-olds. They cut off 2-year-olds' dicks. I'm like, no, that doesn't happen. And they're like, yeah, it does. I'm like, it really doesn't. It never happened. That's it's not legal anywhere. If it happens, they got to go to jail. It never happens. That's not a real thing. That's not a real medical procedure for. There's no trans 2-year-olds. That's not a thing. Like, yeah, the way they thought on Twitter. It's like, bro, like, what's the point? They should be arrested if they keep wearing them.
They say the following. Last Wednesday, we made the decision to suspend production on the show to avoid further inflaming a tense situation at an emotional moment for our country. It is the decision we made because we felt some of the comments were ill-timed and thus insensitive. We have spent the...
Wait, no, Kelly, I'm not giving up on them. I think that changing their opinion on something else would help better. Like, you want to go for the point that they are most able to change. Because, like, if someone's anti-vaccine or whatever, you can talk to them about getting money out of pharmaceutical industries or whatever. You can talk about, like, why you distrust pharmaceutical companies. Or not even distrust, but like, what you think needs to be fixed. You hit a different point. I'm not going to attack the vaccine or vaccine studies. They don't care. If they cared about vaccine studies, they wouldn't be anti-vax. They would not be anti-vax. It's a belief system. It's emotional for them. So, like, I'd probably argue, like, during COVID, if you don't wear a mask, you're going to hurt someone else. Or if you don't get vaccinated, you could hurt someone else. Extend it to seatbelts. Maybe that's a simpler concept to understand the same thing. With seatbelts in a car, it may seem like the seatbelts are for your own safety, but the seatbelts are for everyone in the car. It's for you flying through the windshield. It's for your dumbass if you get into a crash and someone else needs to save you. You're going to be in better condition. It's less work for the emergency services. The EMT is not going to have to shock you alive because you flew through the windshield. The seatbelt saves money for, hospital bills for insurance companies. Therefore, if more people wear seatbelts, then insurance costs are going to go down for everybody. Not that complicated necessarily. Maybe keep it more basic. Like, hey, dude, like, if you get into a car crash and you don't have a seatbelt on, someone's got to save you. Someone's got to come save you. And that person, you don't want to put you don't want to make their job harder, right? You don't want to make their job harder. Maybe appeal there first, and then like extend it to a more complicated topic about like, hey, if you don't get this done, then you're gonna get more sick. And if you're more sick, there's gonna be less hospital beds. And if there's less hospital beds, maybe someone needs one and there's not one because you took it. It's just yeah.
Because we felt some of the comments were ill-timed and thus insensitive. We have spent the last days having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy, and after
it's actually funny though.
We
it's actually funny because I'm not vaccinated at all right now. I am not vaccinated. I have not gotten a vaccine in like 3 years. I'm not gonna lie. I stopped after the second COVID booster. I haven't gotten any vaccine for anything, at all. I got all my vaccines for all the HPV in college. I got all the vaccines for all the other stuff, to play sports, all the stuff I needed. After all those ones and COVID and all that, I was done. All right, I have not gotten vaccinated in 3 years. Well, I'm just not a little, like, I'm just lazy. I just don't care.
Reached the decision to return the show on Tuesday. Now, by the way, a lot of that is bullshit because they didn't think he said anything wrong. There was literal reporting that they said, well, he didn't really say anything wrong, but we don't want to piss off.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. But yeah, no, I would never be sick and go around a retirement home or around old people or around sick people. But the thing is, during COVID, even right now, in other countries, people that get the flu randomly, they wear a mask. $5, Porsche. Thank you, Porsche. Thank you for $5 for thanks. In functioning countries where they care about their neighbors, if you're sick, you're not going to go on a public train and cough on people. For me, I know too many people that have cancer. If you have cancer and you get sick, you might die. So for myself, I don't want to get random people sick in public because I might be killing someone. I don't want that to happen. But like, that's more of a liberal thing to think about that, to think about others like that, like Jesus would do. Wait, Black Ops 7's coming out soon? Black Ops 7 Call of Duty? Call of Duty? Black Ops 7's coming out? When does it come out? Yes, the vaccine worked so well that they are still giving vaccines. You know, I get a ceramic coating on my car. If the ceramic coating works on my car so well, why do they gotta keep on reapplying more ceramic coating? Holy shit. That's crazy. Crazy concept. What the hell? I thought the ceramic coating would have fixed the car forever, perfectly clean, but they gotta reapply it when it rubs off after a year or two. There's a warranty on it. It expires? What? That ceramic coating? It's just stupid. Nice. Thank you again, Portia. Thank you, Suri. Thank you. My PC specs, it's a 470, a GTX 470. I got it for Black Friday 2 years ago. I got it cheaper than... It was expensive 2 years ago, but I got it for cheaper on Black Friday. It was a pre-built one, but there was a crazy Amazon deal. Thank you, China. My processor is decent. I'm going to bed. If you guys don't want to watch, then you can go to bed too. I'm just hanging out. I need more relaxation in my life. But I still like making videos. But if I do more video reaction content, then you don't gotta watch that. If you want me to do call-in debates or whatever, you know, you can tune in, tune out, whatever. It doesn't matter. You can recommend videos for me to watch as well if you want me to do reaction videos, because I want to do some more of those and make actual YouTube videos. Because TikToks, I do very well on TikToks and YouTube Shorts. I do very well on those. I do very well on those, so I gotta keep doing those. I would like to do reaction content again, but I expend so much energy talking to people on here, and it's not even good content all the time, and my viewership doesn't do that good. And I need to build an audience that's also gonna be chilling with me. Do you guys like the fire behind me? Do you guys like the fake fire? Do you guys like it? Is it comfy at all? Literally every person I knew who died from COVID wore masks. Literally every person I knew who died in a car crash wore a seatbelt. They were bad crashes. They were wearing seatbelts, but the crash was really bad. Just like you can have bad COVID even if you have a mask on. I would still recommend, if you're in traffic, you should probably wear a seatbelt. And if you're in a pandemic, you should probably wear a mask. It can make it a little bit safer. It's not perfect. Nothing's perfect. But just because people die with the seatbelt on doesn't mean they don't work. It just means they went through something terrible that was really, you know, really bad. But a lot of people are saved by seatbelts. Just like a lot of people were saved by other methods of keeping themselves healthy, you know? Deer? You hit a deer? Yeah, seatbelt doesn't always work, but you should still have it on. And I'm not saying like right now, you don't gotta wear a mask now. But like I said before, if I was walking through a retirement home and I was sick and I thought I had COVID, I would wear a mask. I think that's just common courtesy. It's not just coughing though. You breathe. People breathe. You breathe with your mouth and your water droplets go everywhere. You ever see one of the videos where it shows how far your breath goes? Can I find one of those? How far virus travels breath. Breathing. This simulation. This is from during the pandemic. This was awesome back in the day. Holy shit. This is a person talking with how far the droplets go. Just talking. Getting on their chest. Floating in the air like 5 feet in front of them. How far away? Exactly was it? This is someone singing. Oh man. You're spitting out there. Someone coughing. Someone coughing is a lot worse, obviously. Ugh. But that's crazy. Interesting. Nice. And with a mask, it wasn't perfect, but it like all this, it looks like a water gun and a water moving Pokemon. The mask would redirect this to go up and down. It wouldn't travel as far or be as acute. Like it wouldn't be as focused and if Dem said just wear a mask in hospitals and around nursing homes, yeah, but the issue is we had rules like that were like it's government policy. People don't want to get like struck down by the government, basically. So like if it's not very particular and specific, it's gonna be an issue. Like I remember having to run by myself with a mask on in college because I was on a running team. I was running, and like I had to wear a mask during it around no people. It made no sense. But it's just a policy thing. They would have had the right nuances in the policy to fit those scenarios, but they were done really quickly. When you have policies being passed within a day or a couple days, things get left out, and they were adjusted eventually. Because in the end, it ended up being that way, where it was like if you go into a hospital, you wear a mask, like every doctor appointment and everything, you wear a mask. That's how it ended up being in like 2021, 2022. Near the end of 2021, 2022. That is. You vilify those who simply don't wear masks? Who did I vilify? I just think it's stupid to cry about a mask. I think it's dumb. I'm not vilifying you because I called you I'm just saying it's dumb to cry about that. Of all things in the world to be upset about, it's a dumb thing to be upset about. Why did you take a Nazi's vaccine, though, since Trump helped make it? Wait, did you take the vaccine that Trump helped make? I'll give Trump credit for Operation Warp Speed. I give him credit for that. Yeah, blue cities are more crowded. These suburbanites and rural people don't understand being on public transit either. Like, public transit is crazy. You're packed into subways and stuff. Like, that spreads. And small bodegas and delis and Trump helped make it. How old are you? He might be young, but like we have to, yeah. All right, guys, I appreciate you guys hanging out. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll have more interesting content tomorrow ready. But like I said, for my own mental health, I need more chill streams like this. If it's boring, you can go talk in the Discord to other people. Okay. I'm going to set up my Twitch tomorrow to see how that goes. Here's the Discord again, guys. Wait, I didn't see it. Do you like the fireplace? I didn't see you guys respond. I wasn't looking. It's not boring? Well, enough people said it's boring. Too many people said it's boring. I'll do a call tomorrow. I'll do a card tomorrow. You do like it. Okay. You do like it. Cool. More of a... It's better than the screen being black behind me, I guess. Listen, if I only have 100 viewers, I'm not taking calls. I'm not gonna lie. Like, callers are for 200 plus viewers. I love you guys, but... Thank you. I love you guys, but I'm not doing... There's very few. I know there's a couple people that do the calls that I do, but it's not worth it, bro. It's mentally, like I said, it's CTE. Talking to these people is CTE. It's repeated brain damage. I can't get out of it without, like, being exhausted. 2 minutes behind. You like the purple light too? Well, it's fall time right now. What if I do the purple light with, one second. What if I do purple with the fireplace? I kind of like this, there's an orange light behind it. Because it looks like a glow from a fireplace. Let's see. Does the purple work with it? Yellow. Green. Dark purple. Light purple. Indigo. Blue. Indigo. Blue. Purple. Orange. That orange? Or this? This is red. It looks like pink on the screen. This is where I was at before, though. I was at this orange. Jola has been using Charlie Kirk for views this week. So did you also criticize Trump for using his memorial for a political rally? If you criticize both, I'll accept the criticism. It is the news, though. It is a pretty big event, I'd say. Wait, why is it this color now? Oh. Orange? Orange. Like this orange. What color was it before? Like this color. Orange is tough. I'm trying to fix it. Like that. Angle. Okay, that's probably good right there. Yeah, that's a good fire glow behind me. Is that good? Wait, no, it's not good. Darken the red. These are the little lights behind the TV. You know what I mean? It fits the autumn. Thank you. I can't show this, but I got the little pumpkin lights down here too. I got the little pumpkin lights. See my little pumpkins? See those down there? I got little pumpkins. Nice and cozy. I'm gonna make new graphics too, because the graphic here can look a lot more comfy as well. The graphic here looks kind of... The mic here is the expensive microphone. I got it 2 years ago with an impulse buy, because I always wanted it growing up, and then I'm like, I want to be poor again, so I bought it. It's the podcaster mic. Oh, I just missed this. Wait, who are you still here? Thank you. Keegan for $22. $21. Whatever, 22, something like that. Thank you. Keegan? I didn't see that till now. What the hell? Thank you. I'm just chilling. I don't even know who you are in chat. Thank you so much. Just 10 minutes ago. Holy crap. 22 bucks. Thank you. You could join Discord. Nick mad. I'm very upset that Charlie Kirk died. I'm very upset. I'm very upset. I'm very mad about what happened. I don't like it at all. I don't know anyone that disagrees with me. Terrible situation. I don't know who you're talking to. If you think there's people celebrating it. Thank you. Some shorts? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. No, you are not. Your live stream that night, you made fun of it. No, actually, because I was on here, like, I was shaken up when I got on here that night, so I know that's not true. You're a liar. You're getting banned now. I'm not dealing with a liar in my chat, bro. Go watch someone else. Because you can go back and watch a video of me. I take that very seriously. You're getting banned. I'm not even kidding. I take that very seriously. Because I am not for this at all. I hate this shit. I hate this with a passion. I cannot stand what's happening right now. You don't even understand how much I hate it. On Discord. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Appreciate you for hanging out. Really appreciate. Oh, did you just get here, Jocelyn? I'm getting off. We were talking here for like 20 minutes, just chatting. I'm sorry. We're getting off. We're going to bed. We're all going to bed. I'm sorry. If you hate it, why would your headline be Trump wants civil war? Because Trump wants it, not me. I don't want it. Trump does. It's a bad thing. It's bad. I don't want that. I'm arguing against it. Trump is the one that will not condemn violence, and I want him to, because we need to condemn violence all over the board. We need to. That's why my title is that. Someone said, no, he doesn't want civil war. Well, yeah, that's the argument. That's what the point of the show is. We could talk about that, and we can disagree. We can have conversations. All right. Have a good night, guys. Thank you for watching again. Really appreciate it. Make sure you keep on joining Discord. We need more people on Discord to hang out with us. It's on my channel, in my channel description as well. My channel description. He does want division. I think that Stephen Miller wants civil war. I think Stephen Miller is a crazy psychopath. Trump doesn't care. I mean, Trump just wants power. He wants to be respected. Not respected. He wants to be loved. It's not about respect. It's about adoration. Or not adoration. It's about just like power. It's about power. About power. About power. Appreciate it. Yeah, join the Discord, guys. Join Discord. Jeffries, Booker, Crockett, Schumer made threats of war. Bro, if Hakeem Jeffries ever said anything exciting whatsoever, I would know about it, all right? Because we hate Hakeem Jeffries here. If he ever said anything that did not sound like a robot talking, we would know. Trust me, we would know. Hakeem Jeffries, of all people, you're going to be... Okay. Okay. People are mad about Kamala's appearance on Rachel Maddow. Okay. Oh, that announcement today with Trump and autism, the deregulation of the medical industry, of the biotech or biomedical industry, the deregulation on what you can have on television even. If you watch Fox News commercials, it's crazy. But the whole thing today was just a big advertisement for alternative medicine, fake medicine. Yeah, it's interesting. All right, for real this time. Have a good night, guys. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys. Join Discord. I'll see you guys tomorrow, most likely. Have a good night, guys. Peace. Thank you guys for the donations. Really appreciate it. Keeping me going. All right, guys. Have a good night. See you.